in a small town down in Arkansas, where the river flows. There's a man with a passion that everybody knows. He's got a collection that'll make you stare. Vintage pocket knives laid with tender care.
Howdy everybody. Welcome to HT's EDC, coming at you from the back porch. Hope everybody had an awesome week. We are calling it done. I know it's only 9:25. I'm a little late this morning getting my video going, but we're claiming Friday is whooped. We had to take, well, we didn't have to. Took Miss T into work this morning, stopped by and got her and the gals in the office some spud nuts. If you guys don't know, it's one of those, if you know, you know, and if you're not from El Dorado, Arkansas, you probably don't know, but they are an heirloom here in our local town here. They are, and you will get corrected if you say, okay, well, it's just a donut, right? No, wrong you would be. They are spud nuts, and the locals, as I found out, will very much correct you if you say, so what's so special about a spud nut? It's just a donut, right? No. These are made from potato flour. They are actually a potato-based pastry, because we cannot say that, the D word. But if you're ever in El Dorado, Arkansas, I behoove you to go by the spud nut shop and get you a half dozen, or go big, get you a full dozen spud nuts. You'll thank me for it. And they are awesome. Little building has been there in our town since 1948, slinging these spud nuts, not to be confused with donuts. But anyway, we took her by there for work this morning and dropped her off. Anyway, so a little late start this morning, but in my travels, I came up with an idea. I could have done, today's Friday. I've got Folding Hunter Friday. I've got Fixed Blade Friday. So, I wasn't without something to do. I definitely can cover those two tags. But I was like, it's time to get the creative juices flowing again. So I was like, you need to come up with something fresh, something new. I think I got something. And we are going to be unveiling a new tag today, a new hashtag, and it's going to be called show your grails. And we will get into that in just a minute. Ponder on that. We're going to do our what you toting real quick, and then we're going to hop off into that new tag. We are toting again this guy. We got 2 more days, today and tomorrow. Hallelujah. I can put something else in my pocket for a change, but the 14-day test on this knife will be complete tomorrow. And once again today, as a secondary, I am carrying the old Swiss Army knife Huntsman with the white how you say that word? Celluloid. The white synthetic covers, you know what I'm saying? But the SAC guys get all, hot and bothered when you don't call it by the right name. And I probably butchered it, but white synthetic, sell you something covers. So anywho, there's that. Got to do our daily check for our working edge. Today we just have a little index card. No, this ain't receipt paper or newspaper. To be honest, this may drag a little bit if I was to try to use receipt paper. When you cut receipt paper and you slice cleanly through receipt paper, most of you know, you got to have a pretty darn, not just a working edge, you got to have a pretty crispy edge to slice through that. But paper, regular paper, index card, you can slice cleanly through that. You still have a good working edge, and that's kind of where I think this one is. So let's see, just a regular, whatever that is, 5x3 or whatever, index card, your standard index card. And yep, that little snag right there, but well, that at the end is me not following that cut with that Tonto, but we're getting there. There you go. I can feel it. It's starting to degrade a little, but yeah, it's still slicing pretty good on an index card. I'm not gonna say that's a wrecked edge. I can still do 95% of the things I'd want to do with this knife, you know, at this, you know, this sharpness. So working edge still on day 13. We have touched it up one time on halfway point on day 7. So it's getting there. If I cut a good bit today, by tomorrow, I think you see where this is going. It's going to probably need maintenance about weekly. But that is tomorrow. We will do a full, you know, synopsis on this knife, but that's kind of where we are right now. I'd say good working edge. Get a swig. Got an old 32-ounce fruit punch this morning. Yeah, I'm backsliding. It's a sugar drink this morning. Starting my weekend early, but they got a real good fruit punch there in town. So when in Rome, or in my case, Eldo, do as the Elderations. All right, new tag. Show your grails. Let's explain it. Pretty self-explanatory. We're going to show off, and I keep hitting my camera, don't I? Sorry about that, folks. We are going to show off those knives that we call grails. If you don't know what that means, that may be a new term, or what exactly does that mean? I'm going to tell you what it means to me. It means a knife that, for whatever reason, could it be money, good old con queso, you had to save your coins to get this knife. It could be rarity. This knife, hey, it was a small batch when it was made. You know, there's only so many out in captivity right now, and you wanted it and wanted it and wanted it, and finally got it one day. I guess I would take something super sentimental, like you told your Aunt Susie when Uncle Pete passes, man, I want that Bowie knife, or his, you know, World War II fighting knife. And, you know, Uncle Pete, rest in peace, he passes one day, and that is gifted down, heirloom down to you. That could be your grail knife. You've wanted that, a knife you, for whatever reason, is important to you, you have wanted forever, could not just go catch it, buy, you know, swipe a card, buy it. You had to wait, and the anticipation built, and and finally, for whatever that reason was, you got it. You got that knife. Capiche? Clear as mud? Yes, no, maybe so. That is what I call a grail knife. And I have been super lucky in 2025, this year. I have got two grails of mine, and these are knives that are, let me think about both of them. The one of them, I don't know if it's super small batch, but it's a GC. Actually, both of them are made by GC, so spoiler alert. I don't know how small of a batch this first one was. This pattern only comes around every, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And I don't know how many of them they made. I didn't do my research how rare per se they are, but they're a highly sought after model. One of them is a highly sought after model that is pricey, especially on the secondary market, that I just had to, for whatever reason, when I see them, man, I can't spend that. I cannot justify spending that much money to get that knife. I love it. Lord knows I love it. That is, the cat's meow to me. But I just, for whatever reason, usually when they popped up or when I see them, they were just too much money. I did a little horse trading is how I came about this one. So there wasn't actually any cash money per se passed, but we bartered. So one of them came to me by a horse trade, and the other one, they are also small. This is a smaller batch, and it's a Northwoods made by GEC. They only drop those dudes 3, 4, 5 times a year. They even have a Northwood drop. And then their patterns, if they're only dropping, like GEC drops once a month, well, Northwoods drops, like I said, 4 to 6 times a year, half of that or even less, I don't even know. Not often. And then you got to wait for your pattern to come back around. Say, they drop 4 times a year. I don't know that. Just go with me on this journey. They drop 4 of their patterns a year. Well, say they have 20. Well, for your pattern, the one that was my grail, that's the cat's meow to me, heck, it may be 3 years before that one circles back around for me to even have a chance to go after it. Does that make sense? And then it's like lightning in a bottle, catching lightning in a bottle twice to hit one on a drop. So that is, I'm just trying to explain, that is my criteria. Well, I got lucky on both of them this year. I have got 2 of them. We will talk about this first one, and you've seen both of these before, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of going over the knives. I'm just going to show them to you. It's more about the tag, putting it out there for you guys to show what you got. But I will show them again. And to be totally honest, I got a third one. And you guys are going to see, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do my own tag again tomorrow. I actually have got 3 of my grails in 2025. You're going to say, well, that don't sound like much of a grail if you can get them that easy. You don't understand. It is sheer luck. I have chased all 3. You're going to see 2 of them today. The 2 that you've already seen. And then I'm going to show another one tomorrow that I just got in. I have chased these knives, get close, for years. Plural. plural. And dumb luck, I've got 3 of them in 1 year. So it wasn't easy. If you're going to scoff, well, what a grail, HT, 3 of them. How many are you going to have in a year? 6? You're going to have 3 more? I promise you, it's not like that. These were all multiple year, that's why I call them grail hunts. And the first one is the GEC I was talking about. This is the number 35 cattle knife and the ox blood bone. I'm under a umbrella here, so I'm not going to have a whole lot of light, but this is just gorgeous covers on this. A deep red, not a HT red, but a very deep, they call it ox blood bone, but little cigar pattern, 35 equal end cigar pattern, Stockman. Love, love, love this. This is the one I got in trade this year, and had been wanting one for probably 3 years, to be honest, and just never had. This is the one that's not as rare. You do see them. There's probably, I'm gonna guess now, 3, 4, 5 of them maybe on eBay or All About Pocket Knives. But dude, they are some kind of coin. And I just never could justify paying the secondary price for it. But anyway, 35 cattle knife, got it on trade. Love it, love it, love it. And number 2, you've seen this one not too long ago. This was from the recent, have they had one since? I think the last Northwood, no they hadn't. The most recent Northwoods knives drop, which if you don't know who Northwoods is, they are a GEC. They're made by GEC. They are contracted out by Knives Ship Free. It is a vendor in Ooltewah, which is a suburb of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Ooltewah, Tennessee, Knives Ship Free. You may have heard of them. Big online retailer. I actually did a video, a satellite video, way back in my catalog, way back in my video catalog. I did a satellite video with those guys one day and actually went into their showroom. They do have a little brick and mortar showroom. You can come in and they have a few knives for sale in there. Anyway, knives ship free. Their brand is called Northwoods, and they have GEC contracted to make that knife for them. And this is the Fremont Jack. Northwoods Fremont Jack. That is their logo. The arrowhead shield. That is trademark too. That is specific to Northwood knives. Knives ship free. And this is the Fremont Jack pattern. Love this thing. This is saw cut navy blue bone. If you can see that in there, those saw cuts, that is bone. And just a beautiful sheep's foot. Warncliffe had a baby. You tell me. I would call it kind of a, it's not as drastic to me as a Warncliffe. I would call it a sheep's cliff. How about that? But kind of a sheep's foot, but just awesome. You see how they, on the flats here on the tang and right up here where their Northwoods logo, they leave the heat treat, where they heat treat it. They leave it on there. See those little kind of spots and all? That is where they went and heat treated this knife, and they just left it. They left it on the flats. I just kind of gives it a two-tone rustic look, something they do. I love it. I dig it. But anyway, the Fremont Jack, I can't tell you the last time they even ran these, but I'm going to guess years, 2 or 3 years ago, that these knives were even ran before here just recently. And lo and behold, me and my wife got on there and played the game, and she was unsuccessful, and luckily I wasn't. So we were able to get this. So this is why this one is a grail to me. Chasing it for years. And again, this is a knife that on the secondary market, if you wanted to go after one of them, you know, that came out on the drop the last time they were dropped, phew, I've seen this knife. I'm not even going to say it, how high I've seen these go on the secondary market. Trust me, your boy did not pay that money. I caught it on the drop, which is kind of the only way to go on these, and I just lucked up. So anywho, that is the story on my two out of 3 grails that I tracked down this year. Got another one for you, and it is yeah, I got another one for you tomorrow. But anyway, that is my new hashtag. If you have those type of stories, it ain't got to be like mine. It ain't got to be high dollar fancy. It is a knife that you wanted forever, and for whatever reason, this is my definition of a grail. You wanted forever, and finally, after a year, you know, a long hunt, whatever the situation was, you got that knife. And now it's like the angels are singing. That to me is what a grail knife is. It ain't necessarily connected to a dollar bill. It could be, like I say, rarity, sentimental. You tell me. That's what the tag's for. Show your grails, hashtag show your grails, and looking to see some really cool, interesting knives out of this tag. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna hop off here, and got to run into town. Got to mail off. Got to hit the PO, the post office today. Mail off, not a trade today. Mailing off a gift and some swag. But anyway, got to get back into town, so got to get on with my life here. So we're gonna let you go. God bless you. Stay tuned tomorrow. I got a show enough evermore a while HT Goodin for you tomorrow. God bless.
Buck knives gleaming under that old porch light. He'll tell their stories deep into the night. Reviews and torture tests, it's a sight to see. HT's